Sally Morgan is a living legend, famed for claiming she can speak to the dead.
It's Hilda.
My mother-in-law.
Now she's packing out theatres in a nationwide tour. And we're with her behind the scenes.
Makeup?
And on stage.
He's here.
Tonight, Sally's in Kings Lynn.
Barry. Oh, love. Who's Ada? Aid?
Me, Adrian.
Where 500 people are hoping to hear from their loved ones.
He says, kneecap. Did you just have something done with your knee then?
I've twisted my knee.
What's happened?
I was in a ball.
A ball?
Yeah, it's like an inflatable ball, and I was like a hamster in a ball.
Like you do?
And you have to, it's on water, and you have to try
Well, of course, yeah.
And
you did your knee
as
in?
soon as I got in it, I'd done my knee.
You did your knee in, love. We can see that.
Humour is a big, big icebreaker. If we can make someone feel at ease by making them smile, it's like, oh, that's... And they sort of sit back and you're relaxing. And I get far more from my audience if they are relaxed.
Let's thank this gentleman. Peter. Mike. Michael's on Earth plane. Someone is saying to me, Geraldine. Can you stand up so that I can see you, sir, please? It's a gentleman, yep, lovely. Hello. Before you say anything, there's a man here called John.
Yes.
Is this your brother?
Brother-in-law.
Oh, he's here, darling. What made you put your hand up?
You said Michael and Geraldine. I'm Michael and my wife Geraldine's here.
Oh, my God.
And the brother Peter is on the other side.
Oh, darling.
And John is his brother. John and Peter are in spirit.
Sally thinks she's hearing from Peter, who died of a heart attack, and his brother John, who died of cancer, both in the last 5 years.
Why am I looking at horses in a field?
They're behind our bungalow.
That's it.
Well, we've just moved into a new bungalow, and which overlooks a cornfield, and the other side of the cornfield is a stud with horses in.
This is very much to do with John. This man he's your brother, is your wife there? Is it her brother?
Yes, Geraldine.
Can she stand up so that I can look at her? That's lovely. Stand up together. Hello. Hello. This man, it's almost as if it's like, I feel as if he's, I was going to say he's come alive. It's a bit like this personality that I'm picking up. And he wants you to know that he can see all the photographs. And he says, I'm always there when you're looking at them.
Nearly every day, I think it's safe to say every day, she does look at the photographs, and I think she talks to her brothers, you know. Yeah. So they've obviously picked this up as well, you know.
We are with you. We haven't gone anywhere. They're with you all the time. Let's thank this couple.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was wonderful. I couldn't believe it, really.
we're both going home tonight, very elated about the message we've received.
As the show draws to a close, Sally reflects on the information she says she can hear from the dead.
They are unique messages. Every single passing is unique. Even if 2 people, 100 people pass with the same thing, every single passing will have something so specific to that person. And it's a bit like pieces of a puzzle, and we try to make a picture. The messages come really like, it's a bit like a thought pattern. But then they can bring in an image in my mind's eye. They can bring in an image as if I'm in the room and I could touch it. Good night, God bless. I love you, thank you very much.
Crowds of thousands turn up to hear Sally read signs from the dead.
Bye-bye, Kingsley.
But when it comes to reading road signs...
Well, I never took the wrong turning. That's a bit confusing, isn't it? That sign there, look at that. It's just taking me round. I'm going to go up here.
No, it's round there, Sally. We took the wrong turn. We like going round in circles when we finished.
Oh.
Is it us or is it confusing?
You have put in the home address, haven't you?
Yeah. This happens every single night.
Oh, I don't need this.
Every time we leave a theatre, we get lost for half an hour.
I'm just going to go where I think, John. Let my psychic ability take me.
Sally's breaks from the busy tour schedule are precious, but there's one old haunt she's keen to revisit.
You know, I haven't been in this playground for 48 years.
Sally says she's been a psychic since childhood, and it all started here at primary school in West London.
The most spookiest thing for me was at the top of the building was where we used to have to go for art lessons, and there was a cupboard, and there was a ghost, there was a presence in there.
There have been reports of ghostly activity at the school, and Sally's keen to find out if it's the same spirit she thought she saw as a child.
Oh, this is it. This is the art room. There was the presence of this man in the eaves of this cupboard. Oh, look! Oh my God, he's still in here. Now, oh, that's really upset me. This was pivotal in how I started to see things. It was a man, and literally I'd go in and he'd say, "Sit down, Sally." And I'd sit down in there.
If anyone can validate Sally's story, it's likely to be school cleaner Walter.
Have you ever had any experience of...
A lot, every time.
In here?
Yeah. On Wednesday, I was here late, about 9 o'clock, and I can feel someone just walk past. But because I got used to it, I don't worry about it anymore. But definitely there's a man in the building.
Definitely.
Sally's trip down memory lane is short because her next stop is Wimbledon, where she has a one-on-one reading with Lisa Brash from Newcastle.
Yes, lovely to meet you. It's lovely to meet you. Yes. Come down here, we'll do it. Brilliant.
Lisa's never met Sally before, and she's here because her father died 6 months ago.
I miss him terribly, and I'm just so hoping he'll come through, and it would be a massive dream for me if he does, and hopefully Sally will do that for me, because it's so raw and so close to my dad dying. It's really, really important to us. So yeah, I am a little bit nervous as well.
Before you walked in, first of all, I got this, somebody that there was a problem with their hair, like losing their hair.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Does that mean?
If it's what I think it is, somebody very close to us, I'd have that. And he'd love to have his
Was that
hair
your dad?
shaved. Yeah. Yeah.
I've got your dad here, darling. Don't cry, darling. Before I even set eyes on you, I was picking him up.
Yeah.
Does the 2nd of December have a meaning? No. And the 12th of February, does that have a meaning? That's reversing the 2 and the 12. That's why I'm saying that, because I've just seen the numbers.
Okay.
They do that in America. I wonder if I'm looking at America here. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah. I'm hoping to move to America next year.
And dates, he's saying, my birthday, the anniversary of my passing. He's smiling because you might forget they'll be the other way round.
Well, I mean, the American thing, like I say, blew me away because that's all I've been focused on for the last, well, since Dad died.
You'll be living in America, darling.
For Sally to pick up on that immediately, it was unbelievable. It was absolutely unbelievable.
Have you got a picture of your dad?
Yes.
Let me have a look.
Dad there.
Oh, look at your lovely dad.
Yeah.
And I like to talk. And I couldn't talk. I never had the energy to get the words out.
He couldn't speak properly, he was paralysed.
And he says to me, "Me dad visited me. Me dad came." When I saw my dad, I knew, all right, I'm gonna go.
Did he know I was there with him all his hand?
All the time, darling. There were 3 of you there, weren't there?
No, just me and my mum.
Oh, that was his father there, in spirit. 3 there. Where's Mummy? Have you got a picture of your mum?
Yeah.
Who's
my mum there?
And who's Joyce?
That's Joyce. So it was with her, Auntie Joy. Wow. That really shook me up because as I handed the photo to her, she said, "Who's Joyce?" And Joyce is me aunt, who I call Auntie Joy. And she was actually on the photo. And I said, "That's Joyce, and it's my mum's best friend."
And he says that Joyce will help her.
Yeah.
Joyce will help her.
My dad was very, very close to me Auntie Joy. It's not my real auntie, I just call her auntie. It's my mum's best friend.
Your mum, but yeah.
That was just amazing. As I handed her the photo to say that, I mean, you can't just pull that out the air. You definitely can it.
You know what? I'm looking at a silver Mercedes car, and I'm looking at an airport.
My dad used to travel a lot, and he was on his way to South Korea when he collapsed of a deep vein thrombosis, which had travelled to his brain. And he was on the flight to South Korea, and he had a massive stroke, and they carried on flying to South Korea, them in that state, for 10 hours. And of course, by the time he got to the airport, there was very little hope.
Did they shave his head then?
Yeah, because they gave him the brain operation, a 5-hour brain operation. The last words he said to her, travelling down the theatre, was my dad all over. Big character he was, and he said to me, he says, "Lisa," he says, "they're Australians, these." And I said, "Who?" He says, "The doctors, they're Australians." And he was just getting wheeled in the theatre. And I said, "No, Dad," I says, "they're in South Korea." And I thought, oh, maybe his mind's going or something. And he just looked at us with half a smile. And he just said, "No," he says, "they're Australians, they're sheep shearers. Look what they've done to me head."
That's what I felt before you came in.
That's the last words he said, made me laugh.
I had your dad waiting for you.
I think what Sally does is, if it helps people, I think it is an amazing tool and gift she's got, because, you know, it's helped me loads. I mean, like I say, I can walk out of here now with a smile on my face, and I don't think I've smiled properly since my dad died. So at least I think what she's doing is fantastic. And after today's reading, you know, if I had any qualms before, I definitely haven't now, because it was just fantastic.
Coming up,
Gary!
Sally faces the cynics in Sheffield,
I'm quite sceptical about this.
but a more open-minded Christopher Biggins looks forward to a personal reading.
She did visit me about 3 weeks ago when I was in bed, and it was quite... No, that's a lie.